Good morning. Welcome to Children's Church and Monthalia United Methodist Church. I'm glad you could be with us today. We have a new story today. It's a story about a man named Balaam. And for many of you, it will be the first time that you maybe have heard this story. It is about Balaam and his donkey. First of all, I need to review that God's people are the Israelites. And the Israelites have entered some lands and they have won some battles because God is on their side and God is helping them to win these battles. Well, they're camped near the Jordan River, and the king of Moab is just frantic that they are going to come into his country and take some of his lands. So he sends some messengers to a man named Balaam. Now, Balaam at one point in time was a really good man, and he listened to God and did what God told him to do. But somewhere along the line, Balaam decided that he loved money more than he loved God. And that's a very, very dangerous thing. So the king knew this, and he sent these messengers. And they came to Balaam and they said, "The king wants you to come and curse the Israelites." So Balaam said, "Why don't you spend the night and I will give you my answer in the morning." But God told Balaam, "Don't go. These are my people. You do not curse my people. I have blessed my people." So the next morning, Balaam got up and he told the messengers, "No, God said I can't go, so I'm not going with you." So those messengers went back to the king of Moab, and he was very, very upset. So he sent more men who were even more important with even more money back to Balaam. And they offered him any amount of money that he wanted if he would come and put a curse on the Israelites. So he said, "Spend the night and I'll give you my answer in the morning." God told him, "You can go, Balaam, but you have to say exactly what I tell you to say." So the next morning, Balaam got up and he saddled his donkey. And he started off to meet the Moab king. Along the way, God had put an angel with a fiery sword because God did not want Balaam to go and curse the Israelites. God loved the Israelites. They were his chosen people, and he did not want Balaam to do this. So as they are walking along, Balaam's donkey can see this angel with the fiery sword in the road, but Balaam can't. He cannot see the angel. So as they get closer, the donkey gets scared and the donkey goes sideways. And Balaam gets so mad at that donkey that he gets off and he beats his donkey. And then he gets the donkey back on the road. And they're going again, and the angel has moved to a spot that's even more narrow. So there's not much room for this little donkey to slip through. So he tries to slide through two walls, and he scrapes Balaam's foot. And Balaam gets so mad at the donkey that he gets off and he beats the donkey again. So he gets back onto the donkey, and by then the angel had moved to a very, very near spot. The road had rock walls. The angel was blocking the road. The donkey could see the angel, but Balaam couldn't. The donkey got scared again, and the donkey just laid down. Balaam was so mad that he got off and he beat that donkey a third time. And then the strangest thing happened. God spoke to Balaam out of the mouth of that donkey. He said, "Why have you beaten me 3 times? What have I done wrong that you have beaten me 3 times? Well, of course, Balaam is a little shocked, as we all would be if our donkey started talking to us. So he said, "Why are you talking to me? What?" And he said, "Do I normally cause you trouble?" The donkey did. And he said, "No, you don't." And at that point in time, Balaam's eyes were open, and he was able to see the angel with the fiery sword. And the angel with the fiery sword said, "The donkey has saved your life 3 times, because had the donkey not turned away, I surely would have killed you by now." Balaam said, "If God doesn't want me to go, I'll turn around and I'll go home. I don't have to go." Because by this point he was very frightened. And the angel said, no, you may go, but you say only what God tells you to say, exactly what God tells you to say. So Balaam said, I will. I will go to Moab and I will say exactly what God tells me to say to the Israelites. Now we fast forward. Balaam has gone and he has met with the king, and the king has said, I want you to curse the Israelites. They're God's people, but I don't want them in my land, and I want you to curse the Israelites. And Balaam said, hey, God told me I can only say exactly what he tells me to say. King said, very well, let's go. And they went up to this rock to address these people. And 3 times Balaam tried to put a curse on God's people. He tried to make bad luck come on God's people. He tried to say bad things that would discourage God's people. And 3 times God made him bless his people. So instead of going up here and cursing the Israelites, he actually ends up blessing the Israelites. Now the king is so mad. He said, I sent messengers for you, and I promised you gifts and money. But because you have blessed these people, you don't get any of the money that I have promised you. Well, that's okay, because you know what? Balaam did the right thing. He did what God wanted him to do. He did what God told him to do. And sometimes when we're going to do something that we know is not what God wants us to do, we need to stop and ask ourselves, what would God want me to do? And then we need to do exactly what God would want us to do. I hope you enjoyed this story, this new story about Balaam, something we haven't ever talked about out here before. Hope you guys are having a great summer. I miss you. I can't wait to see you again. Bye.